Tina, how are you? So we got a bunch of folks coming in. Hopefully, hopefully Tammy is one of those that we've let in.
I am. I'm here. I made it in.
Great to have you with us. Okay, I think we are showtime. So first and foremost, thank you for being with us. Wow, what a year! What can we say? It's been just crazy, and I know that for many of us, this year has been like just steeped in a lot of emotion, sadness in many cases, despair, confusion, frustration. There's just a lot been going on this year. And the one thing I will tell you is that it's all been happening amidst, ironically, Colorado's strongest real estate year in the history of our record keeping. So it really is an awkward and odd juxtaposition. And I know that it's also probably equated to be like a tale of two cities, right? You've got agents that have, quite frankly, had their best year ever, and other really good agents that have not had their best year for very good reasons. It could be anything from, trying to stay safe or keep a family member safe. It's just been a very sort of disjointed, disconnected year. But I want to give a quick shout out to all of you that have been very busy, all of you that have been working hard to get busy, our incredible team, our leadership team, all of our branch leaders, our newly minted success coaches, all the way through to our tried and true administrative specialists and the onboarding specialists and our facility coordinators, and like everyone that keeps this whole ship together, marketing, education, the whole deal. So thank you all for what you've been doing. It has not gone unnoticed. And today is a really exciting day because we're going to be announcing the next steps in our rebranding to Coldwell Banker Realty. We're one of the last NRT or RBG, as we call it now, Realty Brokerage Group companies to actually brand Coldwell Banker Realty in the entire country. So we're excited to be at this momentous point. And I'm going to go over all the details of that in just a quick moment. But first, Tammy, I know you've got a few things you want to update people on. So thank you for being with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chris. And hi, everyone. There was a bunch of us stuck in the lobby of Zoom. So I think we're all in now. Gotta love technology. So I'm sure that everyone has heard we have gone to a level red, which is severe risk for COVID infection and contact and all of that. I was having a conversation yesterday with somebody and they're like, so Colorado created another color to keep us from going to shelter in place. So yes, they've created the purple level, but we don't want to go to the purple level. So here's what I know right now. No open houses. They're considered an indoor event. So if you had an open house scheduled, we need to cancel those. Showings are still fine. We need to follow very strictly the showing guidelines that both the Real Estate Commission put out for us and of course CAR put out for us. So that includes limiting the number of people, one group at a time in a showing, disinfecting high touch areas after each person goes in, masks, gloves when appropriate. So we're still following those guidelines. I got a message, I'm sure all of you did, that CAR has submitted a letter to the governor saying why real estate is so important and to please let us continue to do our job to keep the economy moving. So, thank you to CAR and our legal representation there at the state level. So appreciate all of that. Let's see, what else can I tell you? So we're asking, as far as the office is concerned, I know I'm getting that question too. Per the guideline now, 10% occupancy is allowed in the office, which at any given time, we really don't hit that or exceed that. But the one thing that is a non-negotiable is if you are going to be in the office, you need to wear a mask. That is a non-negotiable for us. We have to keep you all safe. We have to keep our staff safe and working. And so please, if you're going to be in the office, if you are in the workspace, if you are walking the halls, if you are in a conference room, please wear your mask. Even if you're meeting with somebody and you feel like you're 6 feet apart, everyone needs to be wearing their mask to keep everybody safe. Going into this back on Friday, March the 13th, our goal has always been to keep everybody safe, keep you safe, keep staff safe, and keep your clients safe. So that is still our mission. As I get more information, I'll be sending out emails on that. But as of right now, showings are still fine. No open houses. please wear your mask. Please be safe. Limit the number of people that you're seeing every day. So if you don't need to come into the office, I know it's hard. I had a conversation a few minutes ago with an agent, and the conversation was, I feel so disconnected, and we all feel disconnected. So just please recognize that, yes, we all feel really disconnected. I want to go to a happy hour with all of you. We want to do some celebrating. I want to go to a lunch. But it's so important right now. And if we can just keep doing what we're doing and push through this and hang in there together like this, we will get through that. But I do recognize the fact that we all feel so disconnected. I asked Guardian to spend a couple minutes and talk about what they're doing to minimize contact. You know, they were the leaders in Realogy, if you will, in closings and making sure that we continue to do closings, and those were safe for everybody. So Noelle, if you're on.
Hello, I am on, Tammy.
Hi, welcome.
Hello, Noelle.
Thank you. Well, thanks for having me on, and I'll be very brief. But Guardian is doing everything we can as well to keep our team safe, as well as all of you safe and your buyers and sellers. So we want to remind you of the incredible tools that we still have available, especially for your sellers. And that's the fully electronic closing for sellers to participate in. It is free to them. And so it avoids them having to come into the office. Many of those sellers don't want to be around other people as well. So please utilize that service. Our closers will be talking to you more about that and offering it to you again. Remember too, our wonderful valet closings, our drive-up closings that we all kind of chuckled at first. Those are definitely back. They never stopped. We did some, but now we're doing more of those as well. We are trying to limit the number of people in our offices too. We want our teams to be able to be in the office, you know, continue to do your closings and be available to you. So we are asking for mostly just signers in the office. So make sure that your clients know that too. You know, kiddos in the office, have them leave them at home for right now, please. It's really important that we do minimize the number of people in the office. I did see a comment in the chat about whether or not our business was impacted by the 10% rule. We do need to be very cautious about the number of people in our office, but we are still operating as an essential business. So we do have a little bit of different leeway in the rules, but do also remember too, our offices are fairly small. So again, the more people that come into the office, the more challenging and the more risk it is. Also, just like Tammy said, please wear your mask when you come in. I'm in an office today. I'm in a closed office, but I have my mask. So please just help me keep our teams safe and healthy, and you guys as well. We love working with you. We miss you too. And we can't wait to see you guys in person really soon. So thanks, Tammy.
Thanks, Noelle. One other thing, Rick Mackley with Rocket Meter reached out to me, and starting tomorrow, he is offering a 15% discount on those Matterport tours. Back in the spirit of doing more things virtual, he wanted to extend a discount for all of you. So I think you may be on the call, Rick. So thank you so much for that. And Chris, I think that's all on the COVID front. So let's get to the fun stuff.
Well, and I think that's enough too. By gosh, there's a lot going on there. And obviously we got to keep really aware of what's going on. Okay, so hopefully, maybe, possibly, you see my screen. Do you see a screen that says, helping you live an exceptional life? Ah, okay, great. We're off to a good start.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
What's that?
No, I said we do see it. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you. I'm going to do my best to help to keep letting people in to the presentation as well. If I see them pop up, so I'll try and multitask there. So yeah, let's move on to the main attraction, if you will, this idea of us rebranding. It is a Herculean effort. I want to just say as a caveat at the beginning of this, if you are joining us from our Devonshire office in Cherry Creek, we're thrilled to have you with us today. Thank you. But please understand and remember that there are a number of things that will happen differently for your office as we transition. So hold those thoughts and questions until our December the 8th meeting at Devonshire. But I want to make sure you know that it's a different setup, if you will. All right, so let's get on with this. I think many of you know that this has been a year that has brought us a lot of opportunity, a lot of challenge, a lot of work. Culture of awesomeness is probably one of the things that is, I think, taken the biggest hit this year. And quite frankly, as Tammy alluded, oh my gosh, to be able to do a breakfast, to be able to do a lunch, to do anything, to be around people would just be so nice. And I'm hopeful that in light of all the news that we're hearing right now about the vaccines, the possibilities of that happening, hopefully sooner than later, will all bring us some good opportunities soon. But today it's about rebranding, and that means going to the Coldwell Banker North Star Realty look and feel, both for our standard Coldwell Banker images as well as our global luxury. So we're given a very short window of time with the Real Estate Commission to do a certain number of things such as building signs, yard signs, that type of stuff. So we're going to kick this off December the 1st, and our goal is to be fully converted over by December 31st. Again, it's a very aggressive goal, but we want to make sure that we're doing all that we can to meet the requirements of the commission. The first thing that we're going to be looking at doing that very first week of December, we're going to be rebranding most all of the offices. I say most all because some of them are in the middle of remodels. That'd be Denver Central, Southwest Metro as we begin that project, North Metro, and Boulder. Those may be delayed a little bit, but as soon as we can, we'll get those done as well. That'd be building signs. That'll be the exterior sign, the interior signs. It's also going to include stationery, envelopes, that type of stuff that you see inside of the office. Then moving on beyond that, let's talk about digital, because we have a lot of digital stuff. If you think about this, we have everything, oh my gosh, everything from all of our websites, your individual websites, on the market leader websites, In Touch websites, Moxie. You can just imagine the vast amount of stuff, social media sites, all of that. So we've got a team of people that are working with Todd to make sure that all of that gets done, and then it gets done quickly and efficiently. The next thing we're looking at is print. And this is really important that you hear this loud and clear. We've got a little bit of a reprieve with this state when it comes to print. So if you've got business cards right now, if you've got personal brochures, if you have property brochures, anything print, those items we can just bleed off in normal business. So that means that if you've got 200 business cards left, just go ahead and use them up over time as you normally would. And then when you go to normally reorder, when you normally would, it's just important that you then order the new name, Coldwell Banker Realty. Now, a couple of good deals around that. If you choose to update, or if you've been waiting and you want to update business cards, name badges, anything print that you might see, let's say at Express Docs, for the month of December, we are going to be paying 30% of your bill, in essence, and the month of January, 15% of your bill. Again, you don't have to go in order, but if you want to go ahead and order in those months, you'll get a really nice discount, which we'll be paying for part of that. Now let's move on to probably the most complicated piece of this whole transition, and that has to do with all of our yard signs. So what will happen is that every listing that is active in the system, not pending, but active listings, anywhere from Fort Collins, LaPorte, all the way down to Pueblo, we're going to be creating replacement signs for you at our cost. So any panel that's out there in the field, could be a condo, can be a house, can be a yard arm, can be a frame, doesn't matter. We're going through and we're cataloging every single listing right now. We're going to have front range signs, begin the process of building out all those new signs. It's well over 1,000 signs. And then we have contracted front range to go out. And this is up as far north as Fort Collins, as far south as through Colorado Springs. Even though those are areas that don't normally work, they're going to drive up into those marketplaces. They're going to remove the existing sign. They're going to install the new sign, and they will recycle the old sign. So just know that for everything that, as we hit December 1st, it's an active listing, non-pending, will get changed out. Every new listing that we take in January, so you take one listing, 2 listings, 5 listings, 10 listings, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to build a brand new sign for you. We're going to go out and we're going to deliver it as far north as Fort Collins, as far south as Colorado Springs. So just know that will be done for you. You'll work in concert with Todd and our team, but I want to make sure you know we're going to get all of that done. And the reason being is we have to remove the old branding in the actual market during that 30-day period. So it's a lot of logistics, but we feel comfortable, we feel confident we're going to be able to get it done. But I'm just guessing we may stub our toe here and again. And so just please be patient with us. We're trying to make sure everything's all aligned and all gets done. Now, for if you don't have a listing in place right now, and you want to get signs now, and quite frankly, we have a number of agents that don't list at all, and that's fine. We love you. You work buyers. You're fantastic. Keep doing it. This doesn't matter to you. It's not an issue for you. But if you just don't have, if you happen to be listless right now and you plan to change that, then you may want to take advantage of this opportunity. During the month of December, any sign product that you purchase through our signed vendor D Signs, which is found on my CB desk, it could be a panel for a yard arm, a panel for an H. It could be an open house tent sign, an open house directional. It could be a regular, I don't care. Any sign product you want to buy, as many of them as you want to buy, we are going to pay 40% of that bill. 40% we're going to pay for. If you don't want to do it in December, that's fine. We're going to kind of create an opportunity for us to be able to flight this out. If you want to buy, if you want to do that in January, it's 20% off. Again, anything, directional signs, open house signs, yard signs, whatever you need. And then if you want to do it in February, again, you'll get 10% off. So again, 40, 20, or 10, depending upon what you need. If you have an existing listing in the market, because we're under real estate commission rules to get those changed out, we're going to go ahead and just get it done. That's again for every listing that comes into December as an active non-pending listing, or any listing that comes on the market in December. We just want to make sure we don't get ourselves in trouble with the real estate commission. Now I'm going to ask you a huge favor. All of the old, yeah.
It's Michael Marcus. So
hey, Michael.
The question, I understand that we need to change signs out in the field, but our pending listings, the sign stays there until it's closed. It's not like, if you want to be in compliance with the commission, why aren't you changing out the pending listings as well?
Well, because the vast majority of them will close during the month of December. There's no reason to take that effort and do that. There are some that will extend long. If we have some, shall we say, seasonal listings, let us know about those, and we'll look to see as we move into January on those that we may need to make accommodation for. We're trying to keep it just as uniform as we can, because there are just thousands of these to get done. It's just such a overwhelming job. There's so many details, everything from delivery dates and production dates and all the signage. The RASs are going to be helping out with the proofing of those. So please, when they ask, if they have a question of you, please get back to them quickly if you would. Great question, Michael. All right, next up is any kind of CB apparel. It's all been converted to the new North Star. I think many of us have been buying that, myself included, this year. And in most cases, that's already all converted. If you happen to utilize the services of Design Concierge, maybe you created anything from a new logo, a signature line, any kind of collateral that you had designed by Design Concierge, they will redesign all of that for you for free, all with the new Realty branding. So be sure to take advantage of that, but you'll need to reach out to them to have them begin that process. So don't miss that opportunity. Next up, as far as all the details, I'm going to be sending out, actually Todd will be sending out a letter today to everybody, because we only have about 400 people on this call. And there are a lot of other folks that need to be aware of what's going on. So they'll receive a letter, everybody will, as well as a pretty detailed Q&A. Everything we could think of, we dropped in the Q&A. But if you have any additional questions, if something comes to mind at all, please reach out to your manager, reach out to me, reach out to Tammy. We're all here to help make this happen. And we want to make this happen as smoothly and as easily as we possibly can in the process. We're really excited about the new look. We've gotten great reviews this past year. Again, we are the last market if not the very last, the second to last market in the country to convert to Coldwell Banker Realty. And in all cases across the country, we've just heard really, really good feedback. And we've learned some of the things and how to get this done, I think, which should make it easier for all of us on the call as well, and here in Colorado. So with that said, I want to open up the either the chat or, like Michael, just chime in, ask your questions. I hope we'll have answers. If we don't, I will work hard. Tammy, Todd will work hard to get answers to your questions.
Hi, Chris. This is Anita Wassenaar. I have a listing that I just took yesterday that is going to
already sold it.
panel in the window because the HOA doesn't allow a sign. How will we switch that out?
Okay, so any kind of condo or townhome or any type of sign that's in an area where it could be a gated community where we can't get in, we'll be calling you directly. We may just get the panel to you and then let you go in and put that in. We don't want to be as least disruptive as we can be. Great question.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
You bet.
Chris?
Yeah.
Chris? Hi, I have a couple things in the chat. One of the big questions is how do we recycle our signs?
Oh, that's a great question. So a couple different options. You can recycle the metal in if your community, local community has any kind of recycling centers around that. Todd, you're on the call, I know. I assume we can deliver signs. Agents can bring signs back to Front Range and they can do recycling. Here's what I know for sure. I know where we don't want the signs. We don't want your leftover signs in the lobbies of our offices during COVID. So please do not bring them to the office, either trash. I much prefer recycle in your local area. But here's what I also am quite certain about. This is a really good time to make sure we get rid of all Coldwell Banker residential brokerage signs. I know it's going to hurt some people's feelings, but also the Coldwell Banker Moore and Company signs and the ever popular Coldwell Banker Van Schok sign. Like those have got to go. They've all got to go because I don't want anybody getting any hassle from the real estate commission.
Hey, Chris and Tammy.
Yeah.
This is Greg Luchak.
Hey, Greg.
Hi, guys. Hi, our team has some different branding on our signs, just like with our team branding, and we have different sizes on our signs.
Yes.
Is there any way to fashion like any kind of credit and our team can just handle it ourselves?
Yeah, great question. So, and there are probably about 20 or 30 of you on this call that fall into that category where you have what I call a highly customized sign. And if that's the case, we're going to look at two different options for you. One option is going to be to create, as long as I know your base PMS color, we can create a sticker that will go over the residential brokerage and replace that with realty. For those that don't want to mess with their signs, we have a number of you that have already contacted us and said, we don't want to mess with our signs. They're really complicated or really expensive. If, on the other hand, you want to redo signs, yes, come see us. You'll be getting a letter, actually, Greg, separate from this call because you're in that category. And we'll look at different workarounds for you as well to make sure you're covered. But yes. And with that said, Greg, we are not going to go out to anyone that has been identified as a highly customized sign. We are not going out and changing out your signs. So don't worry. Don't be like, oh my God, you're going to change my signs out. What's going to happen? What's going to show up there? We're not, but we've got to get with you quickly to be able to make sure we meet the real estate commission guidelines. So thank you for a great question.
Chris, I'm in Colorado Springs. I don't think there's an active listing out here anyway, to be honest.
Oh man, isn't that the truth right now? It's crazy.
Greg, go get more listings then. How about that?
I'm working on it. I'm working.
Good job.
So Chris, we have questions about where to find the new logo for print and signature lines and all of that. They are on BrandServe, and your success coaches can certainly help you get those new logos if you're looking for your signature line and other logos for print materials.
Chris, Tammy, I have a question. This goes back to the earlier conversation about the COVID protocols. What about door knocking if we're going out in our farm area?
You know, I would probably hold on door knocking for right now. If you're dropping something, I think that's a little bit different if you're actually knocking on the door. I don't know if people are in a state of mind right now to answer the door. So that would be my recommendation. I haven't heard anything official come down on that. It's just a matter of limiting contact. So if you're delivering something to your farm and you're leaving it on the door, I think that is still fine. But if you're knocking on the door, people might be resistant to answering or might find it offensive.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was the right answer, but gosh, it's painful to tell anyone not to knock on a door, you know?
I know.
That is the right answer. Door drop. It's a great time to be door dropping. Get outside, get some fresh air. Any other Q&A?
Yes, I'm Ryan Ramey.
Hi, Ryan.
So ordering some new signs through D Signs in December, do you feel good? Do you think they're going to be inundated with requests? And do you think we'll be able to get the signs relatively quickly?
Wow. Good question. They will be inundated, yes. However, they are ramping up staffing and materials in anticipation of the request. And if for any reason you are unable to get the order in, if for some reason the system gets bogged down or whatever, if we have to extend it out for those that can't get the orders in, we'll do that. We'll make sure you get your orders in.
Thank you.
You bet. Anything else on the Q&A list? Gotcha.
Yeah, Chris. So we're getting a couple of questions about reskinning signs. Is there a way to do that? That might be a Todd question.
Yeah, Todd, are you on? Can they take those their existing signs, for example, to Front Range and have them reskinned? Or oh, there you are. Hey, Todd.
Yep. So we have a couple options. We have a vendor in Northern Colorado that we're working with that we're going to make available, as well as D Signs and Front Range. So we'll have that available for everybody to consider in the reskinning. So more to come. I'll make sure everybody is well communicated on how to go about that.
Hey, Todd, what about this question? If I've got 5 signs and they're really nice signs, they were maybe purchased in the last 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months, I really don't want to waste them. I don't want to throw them away. Can I get a sticker just to put over residential brokerage on a standard sign, pay for those maybe, but not have to mess up my sign?
So long as it has the North Star Realty DBA, then yes, we can work on that as well. So but it cannot have the Coldwell Banker legacy brand, mark, or residential brokerage. So again, something else that we'll work with you on. And if there's we just want to make it easy for you and super efficient.
Sounds good.
So another popular question, Chris, is will discounts apply to replacement open house panels, directionals, and other metal panels?
Yeah, any sign from D Sign, open house signs, directionals, H sign panels, yard arm panels. If it's a sign, has your name on it, carries a North Star logo, 40%, we'll pay 40% of it in December.
Even those really popular feather or teardrop banners, I know I get a lot of requests from agents asking for the teardrop banners or the feather banners that either have open house, have our logo on it. If you're hosting or sponsoring an event, sponsoring a trade show, now's the time to take advantage of a discount like no other. So any sign inside these signs the discount code of 40% will be a valid offer. So absolutely. The other thing I just want to make sure everybody knows as it relates to, you'll see here, watch for an email next week. So there's going to be an email coming directly to you from D Signs. There will be links inside that email, and that is how you will access the order portal. And it is tied straight to your email address and your discount code. So again, the discount code, the 40% discount code is good for one time. Okay. So in the month of December, 40% is good for one time, and it's tied to that email that's going to be coming from D Signs. You can't come back in January and try to use the code again at a later time. So again, like what Chris said earlier, like now's the time, load up on every sign imaginable that you'd ever want to have, including those cool feather banners and other type of signs, anything that's in that D Sign website, 40%.
Todd, did you mean literally one time only or valid for the entire month of December?
The one time only.
So I ordered panels today. Tomorrow, when I go back for open house signs, no discount.
Correct. The discount code is valid for a one-time order.
All right, and let me ask the question on behalf of those of us who've been around for a long time. Every previous name change, Coldwell Banker Moore to Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage, the new Global Luxury, all that kind of stuff, it was a signed trade-in. There was no cost to the agent since we had no say in the name change. I'm a little disappointed that we're not doing that this time.
Yeah, we don't have this tied to an acquisition, so we don't have any acquisition money to be able to spend. As you can imagine, it's a hefty six-figure investment as it is to do this. So that's why we're just trying to fight this as best we can. There's no roadmap around it, but we feel pretty confident that it's a pretty good value opportunity for people, especially with the really old signs. And quite frankly, for a lot of folks that have the North Star logo, like Todd alluded to, meaning you've got the North Star, but it says residential brokerage, we're going to be able to sticker that just over the residential brokerage. And that's a really great alternative for those that don't want to waste a fairly new sign. Many of our signs are just old, they're just old and tired and scratched up. So it's it's not perfect, Michael, you're right. It's not perfect, but I think it's a really good combination to meet the real estate commission's requirements and also try and get the unified branding around the whole market too.
Chris, the one thing that I would suggest, and people have asked me this question, I have 15 for sale signs. I have 15 panels, so I need 15 panels. So, well, I would look at it a little bit differently. And, if on average you have 5 or 6 listings at any given time, all at the same time, then
First
I
of all,
would get
congratulations, because that's really good.
Yeah, I wouldn't, if you don't carry an inventory of 15 listings all at once, then I wouldn't necessarily buy 15 signs, because I think as the people that have been in the business a long time, we start to collect signs and we replace signs, and we never seem to get rid, I'm speaking for myself, we never seem to get rid of our signs. So if you have an inventory of 10 signs and on average every year at one given time, you might have 5 listings at a time, which is still fantastic, then think about getting 5 signs.
I see Rick Rompton had a question.
Yeah, D-Signs doesn't have the franchise or group Coldwell Banker Realty as a choice. Any ideas?
Yeah, that's because you're keyed in as being with residential brokerage until December 1st. So you won't be able to get in there and see that pricing. I don't think, Todd, correct me if I'm wrong, or the realty branding until we go live the midnight before, because we're fearful. We don't want anybody ordering too soon. You know what I mean?
So Chris, again, it goes back to that email. You're going to receive the email from D-Signs. It'll probably be on Monday or Tuesday of next week. When you receive that email, there'll be links in that email. And the moment you punch into that, punch through into those links, that's where everything realty and codes and everything we're talking about here will all be activated. So in fact, I will send an email to everybody in the company the moment I know that email has pushed, so that way you're on the lookout for it as well. And we know sometimes things get hung up in spam or junk or trash or what have you. So I'm going to be very diligent in making sure that you're aware of that email should be coming to you directly.
So Todd, could you clear?
She's waiting for Todd's credit card for the 40%. Won't give it to us until they get his credit card number.
So Todd, could you clear up the D, what D signs and what front range is playing? Because I think there's some confusion as ordering signs from front range. Can you clear that up? And Josette, you're making me incredibly hungry. So whatever you're making, I'm coming over. I know where you live. Could you clear that up? Could you clear that up for us, Todd?
Yeah, absolutely. So just for starters, Front Range Signs is be a local vendor that will be fulfilling our sign, the delivery of the new signs in the marketplace for active listings. Okay, so from Fort Collins, just north of Fort Collins, all the way south to Pueblo, everywhere in between, we will be replacing the active listings in the yards and inside of condos. If there's, as Chris said, certain areas that we have difficulty getting into, we'll make sure we arrange a time for us to drop that sign off to the agent there at the office or whatever location is convenient to you. And then D Signs, the national preferred sign vendor, again, the email that's going to go out on Monday or Tuesday of next week, that is where the sign ordering process is to be taken place, where the different promo codes will be activated for December, January, and February. And that is where the new signs are going to be produced and delivered to your preferable home address. And as Chris said, we'd rather you not send your signs to the office when you're shipping them from D Signs. So is that
Todd, can they be delivered to Front Range?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, we will have on the order site, we'll have Front Range as a delivery option, so you don't have to go dig up the address for Front Range signs. So that will be either as a radial button, or it'll be right there on the site. You can copy paste it straight into where you want it to be shipped if you want it to go to Front Range. And then some agents still use RMD signs. You can certainly have it delivered straight to RMD signs as well.
Okay, I see more questions in the Q&A.
Yeah, the ordering has to be only D. We can't use RMD.
Right, for this this offer, it's D Signs.
For the 40% off.
Correct.
Todd, would you check and find out what RMD or what not RMD, Front Range will, if they will do rescreening existing signs?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get that out to you in the Q&A as well.
Yes.
And Front Range will recycle the metal. Is that right? If they bring
Correct.
signs to them, they will recycle them. Good.
Yes, correct. And they're ready for that. Mm-hmm.
Great. Tammy, anything else in the Q&A?
No, I think that those are the major ones. I have been capturing the chat though, as we've been going through this. So we'll go through and answer all the questions. Some may be actually in the Q&A that's going out, but I'll be sure to get to the ones that aren't and answer those questions.
If you've got large oversized signs, you've got commercial signs, you've got highly customized signs. Again, you'll be receiving additional information on how we're going to manage those as well. Okay. Well, then, Tammy, I think if we've covered it, if no one else has anything else to bring up, I think we've got this started. You all know, at least when the time frame is happening, we're really excited about being able to put our best foot forward when it comes to the community, right? Being able to have existing signs, building signs, so that our competitors, our clients and customers can see that shift happen. And quite frankly, even as Michael was alluding to earlier, even in times past, we've oftentimes done this over a 3 or 4 or even 5 month period, which quite frankly, in so many ways kind of dilutes it all. This should be some really good impact that we're going to see in the month of December. And getting the new logo out will be a great addition to that. So
just quick question.
Yeah.
If you have your picture on your sign and it's an active listing now, what's that new sign replacement going to look like? Is it going to be the same with just the logo, or is it going to be a generic sign with the CB star?
Yeah, so no signs will be generic. Everything that will be replaced will have your name, your cell phone number on it. And quite frankly, in all of those cases, Todd, just so we're clear on the call, they will not carry any of the office numbers. These are personalized signs, correct?
Right. Yep. Personalized signs, your own phone number. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But no picture.
But no photo. So if you've got a photo on your sign, what do you want them to do? I'd rather not, Todd, have to do this twice. So if people have a logo or they have a picture on their sign, What's your recommendation?
Yeah, so we're gonna work closely with the RAS team, Kimberly's team. And as we pull this report Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll work closely with the RAS team and we'll figure out how to best, mobilize through some of the uniquenesses of, personal photos and whatnot on the panel. So we'll definitely make sure we do it right the first time. So we're not, rebranding, recreating, and then refacing signs as such. So we'll also make sure that your personal website is on the panel as well. So again, we're going to be working closely with the RAS team and they're going to be helping us through that.
Excellent. All right, well, stand by for the letter, stand by for the Q&A. Please bubble up questions to any of us. We're here to help. Get ready, get set to see Coldwell Banker Realty take flight here in Colorado. As I think many of you know, we stand nearly 50,000 agents strong. We are the world's largest single-owned real estate company. We're very proud of that. It gives us the ability to create things like listing concierge, design concierge, clients for life, those kinds of programs. And we're looking very forward to being able to put our best foot forward with our new logo as we move ahead. So keep up the great work. I know it's been a crazy year this year, but we're almost near the finish line. And I think many of us are hopeful that 2021 will bring about a totally different type of adventure for all of us than we had in 2020. And most importantly, I want to wish each one of you, I know I do this on behalf of Tammy and Todd as well, and our leadership team, a peaceful and a very safe Thanksgiving with your intimate small family together. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.